have any teachers? Okay, good. I was worried there for a minute. I was going to hand everybody's certificate out. Y'all can spread across the front here. Y'all can spread out a little bit over here. Ms. Steimer, y'all can come this way a little bit. Good. All right, when I call out your name, and we're going to start with the A honor roll, and we've got a lot to accomplish today, so I'll be moving through this. On A honor roll, let's hold applause till we're through with the A honor roll, because there's a lot, and that's good. So we're going to get started with Miss Richmond's class, Ashton Boyer. For Steimer, I said hold applause. Please hold applause. Let's wait. For Miss Steimer, John Jackson and Amelia West, just come to your teacher. For Miss Cox, Ethan Parker, Jossie Sharp, Tucker Woodham. For Mr. Mentor, Claire Boyd, Wyatt Damery, Natalie Eason, Annabelle Holly, and Claire Jelsma. For high school, for Miss Steimer's class, is Shaylin Bill, Thomas Hughes, Abigail Thayer, Lucas Wilt, Lillian Woodring. For Mr. Blevins' class, Alexis Webster, Hayden Peoples, Bryce Jagel. And for Miss Valdez, 10th grade, Tucker Davis, Cadence Ellis, Jenna Slichter, all A's in Miss Collins' class. And for the 10th, for Miss Collins, and 11th and 12th grade, quite a few names here. Catherine Boyd, Emery Burke, Isabella Howell, Stella Moore, Chase Nelson, William Petty, Aurora Rantoon, Vivian Woodring. For 11th grade, Miss Key's class, Olivia Charles, M.K. Drummond, Amelia Fournier, Madeline Goodick, Larkin Hayek, Gabe Hazewinkle, Annabelle Kendrick, Victoria McIlarney, Daphne Samala, Lewis Moore. For Miss Bacon's class, Emma Holly, Aiden Leichers, Alan McIlarney, and Isabella Vega. All A's. Let's give them a round of applause. Now, AB honor roll. Usually A honor roll is really small. An AB honor roll is very big, but it's kind of equal, so that's good. Starting with Miss Richmond's class for all A's and B's for the year. Mackenzie Battles, Berkeley Jagel, Elijah Miller. For Mr. Steimer's class, Miles Crowley, Gabriella Judice, Sierra Caldall, Haley Salter, Abby Taylor. For Mrs. Cox's class, Kristen Bird, Brooke Odell. For Mr. Mentor, Elena Harrell, Alyssa Roberts, Isabella Orshak. For Miss Steimer, high school, Sabin Brown, Avi Hazewinkle, Ezra Caldall, Cadence Wiggins. For Mr. Blevins' class, Caden Wappelhorst, Addison Edwards, Ava Thibodeau, Charity Pierce, Joel Nelson. For Miss Valdez's class, AB honor roll, Isaac Corwin, Ruby Gifford, Nathaniel Johnson, Alex Taylor. For Miss Collins' class, Brayley Battles, Jaden Brown, Cruz Duncan, Noah Eason, Laney Garrett, Colin Harrison. For Mrs. Key's class, Shepherd Brown, Kaylee Bird, Lillian Charles, Emma Guttrell, and Sarah Holly. For Miss Bacon's class, Jackson Birch, Lincoln Dunn, Caleb Hodges, Hannah Holly, Trey Hughes, and Lexi Jones. Let's give all of them a round of applause. All A and all AB honor roll. That's great. So it takes a lot of work to be that consistent. Now we're going to go into the highest academic in those classes. Now, we only pick one from 7th grade, one from 8th grade, and so on and so forth. Even though there may be 2 classes, we still just pick the very highest in 7th grade. So for math, 7th grade, Mr. Steimer is John Jackson. For 8th grade, for Mrs. Cox, Ethan Parker. 9th grade is Alexis Webster. 10th, Vivian Woodring. For 11th, a 3-way tie. For math, M.K. Drummond, Gabe Hazewinkle, Victoria McIlarney. And for 12th grade, highest is Aiden Lucher. All right, so now this is history. For 7th grade, Amelia West. 8th grade, Ethan Parker. 9th grade, Bryce Jagle. 10th grade, Vivian Woodring. 11th grade, Victoria McIlarney. And 12th grade, highest in history is Isabella Vega. All right, for science, 7th grade, Miles Crowley. 8th grade, Annabella Holly. 9th grade, Alexis Webster. 10th grade, Vivian Woodring. And 11th grade is M.K. Drummond. Seniors don't have science, so they don't get anything. All right, for English, the highest academic in their classes would be 7th grade, Amelia West. 8th grade, Annabella Holly. 9th grade was Alexis Webster. 10th grade, Vivian Woodring. 11th grade, M.K. Drummond. And 12th grade, Isabella Vega. Now, overall best for the whole year, overall best for 7th grade, overall best in that class is Amelia West. Let's give her a round of applause. For 8th grade, Ethan Parker. Overall best for 9th grade is Alexis Webster. Tenth grade, Vivian Woodring. 11th grade, M.K. Drummond. And 12th grade, Isabella Vega. We next have the character awards, and these are things that the teachers have chosen for each grade. Gets to pick one of their and most helpful, school spirit, Christian character, those kind of things. First one is most improved, but that's done by the numbers. They go through the 3 quarters and they figure up if they have improved, who's improved the most over those 3 quarters. And so the numbers prove this out. And so we're going to start with Miss Richmond. Most improved is Mackenzie Battles. For Mr. Steimer, Cambry Goins. Eighth grade Miss Cox is Gabe Forsyth. For Mr. Mentor, it's Tyler Bishop. For 9th grade Miss Steimer is Triton Kendrick. For 9th grade Mr. Blevins is Brooklyn Miller. Tenth grade Miss Valdez is Cadence Ellis. For 10th grade Miss Collins, Andy Johnson. For Miss Key's class, most improved is Elijah Connor. And most improved for Miss Bacon's class is Sam Pierce. That's a good job because it's hard to finish well. It's easier to start better and slack off than it is to continue and improve every quarter. So that's great. Now, most helpful, this is something that the teachers have chosen, that somebody who is willing to be a help in their class and do the things for them that they would need to be done. So we're going to start with Miss Richmond's class. It's Julia Speranza. For Mr. Steimer's class is Amelia West. For Mrs. Cox's class, it's Connor Galogly. All right. For Mr. Mentor's class, Wyatt Damery. Most helpful for Miss Steimer was Cadence Wiggins. For Mr. Blevins' class was Charity Pierce. For Mrs. Valdez, it was Alex Taylor. For Mrs. Collins, the most helpful was Cruz Duncan. And for Mrs. Key was Nathan Blevins. And for my class, it was a tie. I couldn't go either way. Both of these ladies have really made the senior class run. And there's a lot to do in the senior class, and they were always willing and very able to get things done. I couldn't have done this without them this year. It's Aiden Leitcher and Raven Knowles. All right, so the next thing is school spirit. Do they love coming to school? Probably not. But did they participate and really put forth an effort and get involved in things? These are the ones that the teachers have chosen. For Miss Richmond, it's Macy McDonald. Mr. Steimer chose Bryce Burkett. For Mrs. Cox, it's Connor Galogly. Mr. Mentor chose Hunter Koppel. Best school spirit, Miss Steimer chose Shaylin Bill. Mr. Blevins chose Hayden Peoples. Ms. Valdez chose Miriam Coley. Mrs. Collins chose Stella Moore. Mrs. Key chose M.K. Drummond. And Mrs. Bacon chose Grace Kiesler. All right. Christian character. This is one of the most important ones I feel that we give out. And so prayerfully, they consider each student. How do they act towards each other? How do they act towards the teacher? That all goes into this. And so they pick the best one that they can figure has the overall best Christian character. For Miss Richmond, it's A.J. Boyer. For Mr. Steimer, it's Gabriella Judice. Mrs. Cox chose Tucker Woodham. Mr. Minter chose Anna Pryor. Ms. Steimer, for Christian character, chose Isabella McBride. Mr. Blevins chose Ava Thibodeau. Ms. Valdez chose Miriam Coley. Mrs. Collins chose Aurora Rantoon. For best Christian character, Mrs. Key chose Shepherd Brown. And Mrs. Bacon chose Trey Hughes. All right, the next one is perfect attendance. We'll get through this real quickly. Surprisingly enough, I have to say, this is my first senior class that basically they were always there. A lot of times, yeah, that'll go down in the history books. We'll put that in the yearbook. But that was a big deal because a lot of times they have 4 classes, but it just seems like you just can't get up that day to go to those 4 classes. That's just so difficult. But this year, they were there. They were very consistent and very reliable to be there. So Mrs. Richmond, there's one there. That's Ashton Boyer, perfect attendance. For Mr. Minter's class, actually had 3, Natalie Eason, Alyssa Roberts, and Micah Abundo. For Miss Steimer was Braden Harrison and Trent Hughes. For Mrs. Collins, it was Vivian Woodring. For Mrs. Key was Elijah Connor and Lillian Charles. And for the senior class, it was Isabella Vega, Caleb Hodges, and Trey Hughes. I didn't have these, but we want to make sure and notice this. And that was for Mr. Blevins' class was Caden Wappelhorst and Chloe Winkleman. Okay, teachers, thank you. You can be seated. Ms. Kemp, if you'll come up and help me with the spelling bee and oratorical. We had at third quarter the competition for spelling bee and oratorical, and we'd like to show those now. And we knew the winners, but we're going to go ahead and call this out on Awards Day. And so the spelling bee participants for the Division 4 should have been Amelia West and Triton Kendrick. And Triton won that. And for the upper division, there were 3 that competed. For 10th grade was Cadence Ellis. 11th grade was Emma Guttrell. And for 12th grade was Jackson Birch. And Emma beat those boys. Thank y'all. So for the oratorical, participants was Natalie Eason and Shaylin Bill and Anna Pryor. Those 3 participated and competed. The winner of that division was Shaylin Bill. And for the oratorical, for the upper division was Isabella Vega and Jackson Birch. And the winner of that division was Isabella Vega. So our next awards we want to give out is for the highest academic achievement overall. Of all the 9th through 12th grade, these students had the highest academic average in the school. So first we'll start with English. With a 99.98, that was M.K. Drummond. For science, stay where you are, with a 100 in science, and that's in chemistry. She had a 100. That's M.K. Drummond. I think that's nearly impossible to do. So, all right, so history. Overall best, we had a tie, both 100s, and that is Tucker Davis and Vivian Woodring. And believe it or not, we have a 4-way tie for math. I don't know what you're doing, Miss Key, but all right. With a 100, all of them had a straight up 100, is Vivian Woodring. M.K. Drummond again. Gabe Hayeswinkle. Let him get caught up. It's a long walk. Victoria McElharney also had 100. Let's give them another round of applause. We try to give out the awards for some of the awards of graduation to the seniors at this time, so they have their bling to go and show everyone. And we also have a picture we needed in. So I want to first call out the gold cord for the honors, and this has to be a 3.8 or above for all their 4 years of high school. First is Jackson Birch. Emma Holly. Hannah Holly. Trey Hughes. Aiden Leitcher. Alan McElharney. And Isabella Vega. That's a 3.8 average over the 4 years. Very good. We appreciate all your hard work, and congratulations. We also give out valedictorian, salutatorian today. Hard work they have achieved, and that's a struggle to be that consistent all the way through. So they've got a lot of bling they get today. And the valedictorian, I'll call that out first, and that's Isabella Vega with the Isabella Vega has a 99.22 average for the whole 4 years. Wow, it's a lot. And the salutatorian with a 98.61 is Alan McElharney. Okay, so all of that is what you wear for graduation. There you go. Let's give them a round of applause. Okay, so we're going to start with the sports awards, and every sport has an introductory video, so let's play the first one, and if you see yours come up, then coaches, you come down here and do your participation certificates, and then we will give out Best Christian Character and MVP after that.
our participation, Miriam Coley, Charlie Dill, Cadence Wiggins, Avi Hazelwinkle, Kate Boyd, Alexis Webster, Lillian Woodring, Aurora Rangton, Claire Pittman, Vivian Woodring, Elena Melody, and Hayden Peoples. For Christian character, we have Miriam Coley. And for MVP, we have Charlie Dill. Okay, cool.
She's been with 4-year-olds.
Okay. All right. I had something to say. I'm going to try to get it pulled up. All right. If you follow sports teams, you've probably heard of a rebuilding year. A rebuilding year happens when players, a coach, or even an athletic director leaves, graduates, or steps away from an organization. Sometimes the gaps left behind are small and can be filled easily, but other times the void is much larger and harder to fill. And during rebuilding years, expectations can often be lowered, except maybe for the new people coming in, and no one really expects the team to thrive. Rebuilding years can be hard. This is true in sports and true in life. You might not be a sports fan, but chances are you've experienced a shakeup, whether in your personal life or in your career. And if you haven't yet, you will. It's simply a part of life. At work, we are all replaceable. In sports, every player will eventually graduate, and in life, we are not promised tomorrow. The truth of that can sting a little, but it's real. Someone can and will fill our roles when we leave, and when foundational people leave or move on, the road ahead is rarely smooth. This year was our rebuilding year for our team. Coach Jade and I talked on the phone once, and then we met at tryouts. Our teams had to regroup with new coaches stepping in, familiar teammates moving on, and new players joining the rosters and players sustaining injuries. Everything that was familiar to these girls changed, and the girls had to let go of how things used to run, and they had to learn how to build new relationships, trust each other, and find a new rhythm together. I want to thank the players on our teams for welcoming both Coach Jade and myself. And thank you for trusting us even when things were easy, and for being coachable when we had to make a lot of changes. I want to thank Coach Paul, Jenna Murphy, and Bella Howell for the support you gave us this season, and for helping me keep my head above water when things got overwhelming. And I truly appreciate how I could count on each of you to step in and do whatever was needed. I also want to thank Darren for his support over the years, and especially for this season. Thank you for all the time that goes into scheduling, putting together a tournament, and for always being available to help us when needed. And finally, I want to recognize our players, the ones who adapted with grace, gave it their all, and ultimately had a great season. Each of you showed up, pushed through the hard moments, and helped us lay the foundation for what this team can become moving forward. I'm proud of the resilience and heart that all of you have shown, and at this time, if I call your name, please come forward. We have our only senior, Isabella Vega, Kaylee Bird, MK Drummond, Lainey Garrett, Victoria McLarney, Andy Johnson, Sophia Tucker, Esther Yefimov, Stella Moore, Ruby Gifford, Vivian Woodring, Olivia Pierce, Miriam Coley. The MVP for our season this year was Lainey Garrett. And for Best Christian Character, the race for this one was very close. I think over half the team got one vote, and rightfully so. We had talked about it, and we were not sure who was going to get Best Christian Character. And so we were interested to see what the girls had to say, and it was very close. But this year, the team voted Andy Johnson for Best Christian Character. Great job. All right, thank you.
All right, if you know anything about our season, that one picture of the guys helping Jack get up when he was cramping, that was like the story of our season. First of all, I want to thank a couple individuals, Coach Lewis, or Abby Lewis and Coach Darren Johnson for all the help outside and off the field of putting everything together from senior night to schedule everything. Couldn't have done it without you guys, so thank you very much. And also, this year I had 3 assistant coaches that worked with us, Coach David Stiefel, Coach Eugene, and Coach Steimer. All were influential and helpful off the field and on the field with a lot of different things. And I want to give a special thanks. You can congratulate him. I am taking a step back into an assistant role this coming year, and Coach David Stiefel is taking the head coaching position. So let's give an applause to Coach David Stiefel. All right, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and announce the participation awards. If you'll just line up over here. First of all, we had Sam Pierce, Alan McElharney, Lincoln Dunn, Noah Garner, Caleb Hodges, Baron Gray, Noah Rurik. All right, we're going to miss these guys especially. This is our senior participation right here. So we're going to lose a lot this coming year, but the next few guys and some that are coming on are going to continue the program. Nathan Blevins, Jack Bryan, Brendan Johnson, Tucker Davis, Isaac Corwin, Ethan Monday, Colin Harrison, Cruz Duncan, Jacob Green, Dacian Welch, Triton Kendrick, Knight Gray, Bryson DeLoof, Ethan Lowry, and Oliver Monday. And I want to recognize from this group of men, 3 of them received an all-conference nomination, and those 3 individuals were Sam Pierce, Alan McElarney, and Ethan Monday. All right, these final 2 awards, we reached out to the team and had the team vote. And then as coaches, we looked at the votes because some of them were very close and had to make a determination one way or another. Our MVP, we had quite a few guys that obviously gave everything they had and were extra special to our team and worked extremely hard. This one guy right here came in this year, worked tirelessly, played wherever we put him, and anchored our defense this year. And the MVP for 2025 goes to Ethan Monday. And then our Christian Character Award, which we take very seriously, and again, was a tight race, as there's quite a few gentlemen right here who are very deserving of that. But one guy, almost to a fault, when he would foul somebody, he would stop playing just to take care and make sure they were okay. And we'd always tell him, we're like, hey, you can make sure they're okay after the ball goes out of bounds. But beyond that, his character is just always that of a upstanding Christian young man. He's extremely helpful. He stays behind, helps us with coaches with carrying things, always just asking what he can do to be a better part of the team and to help the team and coaches anyway. And this year, our Christian Character Award goes to Tucker Davis.
All right, that made running in the woods look really, really awesome. I just want to thank all of the people, our athletes, working so hard, and then Coach Jeff for helping out this year as well. I'm going to call out, we have a boys and a girls team. I'm going to call them all up here at the same time. But I'm going to start with the girls real quick. So let me turn there. Sierra Caldall. Emma Black. Chloe Winkleman. And then I'm going to go to the guys here. Miles Crowley. Hayden Trammell. Ezra Caldall. Robert Kerner. And then my lovely assistant here, Gideon Caldall. All right. So I've got right here my MVP award for our girls team, which goes to Sierra Caldall. And then our Best Christian Character Award, she's not here today, but she's a homeschooler, Emma Black. And then our MVP award for our guys team goes to Ezra Caldall. And then our Best Christian Character, or our Christian Character Award goes to Hayden Trammell.
All right, first off, I want to thank Abby for doing the sports videos. They're good. I had to do those for a long time, and I was so thankful that she did them this year. And the music was better, too. Did everyone get the text this morning about the tuition? Just want to make sure parents all got that and to get that out of the way at this time. So if you have any more questions, see me afterwards. But also, there are some names that are misspelled in here, and I realize that. So don't panic, parents. Don't panic. All right, see the office, and we'll get those fixed right away. JV girls basketball. All right. First one, Vivian Woodring with 2 V's. Hands, good hands. Claire Pittman. Claire Jelsma. Alyssa Roberts. Claire Boyd. Kristen Bird. Cambry Goins. And Lila Lou. Silence. All right. This year, our JV team played in more games than last year. We had a lot better season scheduled, and we had a lot of close games as well. Our MVP led the team in scoring, and she was a team leader. She always gives us her all, and she puts the team first. She's also very coachable. She loves to have the ball in her hands. I'm excited about her future here at WFBA. Our JV MVP is Alyssa Roberts. And our Best Christian Character Award. Honestly, just like Lindsay was saying, we got a lot of girls on both teams this year that qualified and got votes for Best Christian Character. And I think that says a lot about their parents and those girls on this team, on our basketball team and our sports program. But honestly, I think it's amazing that so many of them got picked and got some votes. But we did choose one. This girl was new to our team, and I'm using my phone for the first time to do this, so I'm trying to get younger, but it's not working. I should have used paper. But anyway, this girl was new to our team. I remember during tryouts, I think I scared her to death, but she made the team, and honestly, she really tried her best in every game. She improved throughout the season. And she's always cheering on her teammates and trying and always asking what she can do for the team, what she can do for me, what she can do better. And she always had a smile on her face and a helping spirit. And I really enjoyed getting to know her and having her on our team. Our Best Christian Character goes to, since there's 3 Claires, we call her Pittman. All right, for our varsity girls, our motto this year was locked in, and I think they did a very good job of holding up to that. We got locked in on the season early on and had a great year. I want to thank the parents who helped this year. A lot of parents pitch in every year. It seems like some of them stand out, just do extra. The Gelsmas are one. Ben Pierce, he's like the team MVP, actually. Jenna Peoples, always at the gate helping every time we needed somebody extra. And then obviously Abby really stepped up for us when we needed someone to do score at last minute or scoreboard, all that kind of stuff. And we appreciate her. This year we had an amazing and I'd say record-breaking season with a record of 25-5. They tied the school record for wins in a season, and we played our toughest schedule ever. Some of the highlights on the season, we had the most points scored by a team in a season with 1,868, which was 400 above any other season we'd ever had. Most points in a season by Bryce, most three-pointers, McKenna, most rebounds in a season, Olivia, most assists in a season, McKenna, most blocks in a season, Olivia, most steals in a season, Bryce. So we had just very, very talented team this year. We'll call out your name, you come forward at this time. We have Kaylee Bird, Lillian Charles, Olivia Charles, Ruby Gifford, Olivia Pierce, Stella Moore, Vivian Woodring, Hayden Peoples, McKenna Enfinger, Claire Gelsma, Alyssa Roberts, Bryce Burkett, and an extra copy. A few things. We had all conference in we play in the Panhandle Christian Conference, and each sport, varsity sport, has an all conference team picked. Our team was Olivia Pierce, Bryce Burkett, Kaylee Bird, and McKenna Infinger. So they stood out. Didn't need to work out this morning. All right. Varsity MVP. This girl was new to our team this year as well. And I remember our first practice, and we had a lot of new girls this year. The first practice, when I saw them all practice, I had heard about this girl, and they said she's pretty good. And I left that first practice, and I told Coach Mabel, I was like, we're going to win a lot of games this year. And we did. And a lot of them were due to this young lady. She not only broke the school record for points in a game with 40 in the semifinal championship game, she also broke the season scoring record set by a senior a few years ago when Ayana set that bar. And it's not only that she was a scorer, she also does her part on the defensive side, setting a record with the most steals in a season as well. She also finished the season second on the team in assists. All that, and she's in 7th grade. One of the biggest things that stood out to me about Bryce is that she had her biggest games in the biggest games. So we were playing the toughest opponents when she broke a lot of these records. The 40 points was in a semifinal game when we kind of had our backs on the ropes, and she pulled through with 40 points. 6 3-pointers came against Choctaw, which was one of the strongest public school teams that we played all year. I'm excited to see her progress over the next several years, but I'm excited that she's a Lady Conqueror. 2025 MVP is Bryce Burkett. And again, for the best Christian character, just across the board, I kept getting, we vote on it, and they send me their votes, and the coaches are voting as well. And I'm looking at all these votes, and it's just like this person, this person, this person, a lot of different people got votes. And honestly, I stepped in and picked this winner because there were so many. And these two girls are a lot alike. And at one point in the season near the end, I told our team how proud I was of these two girls. For overcoming a lot of adversity in their own personal lives. And then they keep showing up, smiling, and playing defense. Like, they didn't start. They were on the bench most of the time, cheering on their team. But and in practices, they didn't get to play a whole lot on the offense. They were playing defense, getting us ready for these games, and they never complained one time about anything, about playing time, about having to do that at practice. And they're always polite and kind, although one time we got a glimpse of something. But I'm giving both of these girls a Christian Character Award. Olivia, you come up first. Okay. And brown pants. And Lillian Charles.
here for these JV guys. I'd like to thank Jonathan Mentor for getting me through the season with these young guys. Thank you, brother. I don't know why you're not up here. Get up here. All right, so first we have Jack Bryan, Nate Johnson, Bryce Jagel, Landon Liu, Lucas Wilt, Declan Burton, Saban Brown, Josh Heinrich, Evan Sharp, Merrick Scott, Chandler Goins, Noah Eason, Dacian Welsh, Dan McDonald, Jackson Fisher. All right, so for the MVP, goes to a man or young man that I don't know that he hit a 3 in our gym, but he hit a lot of them in a lot of other gyms, especially against PCA, okay, big environment. But our MVP this year, Landon Liu. Our Christian character, I think I'm going to petition to rename this award because I think that him and all of his brothers have now won it. So very impressive young man, and I think that everybody would most definitely, I think it was almost unanimous with him, best Christian character, Jackson Fisher.
All right, now on to varsity. Tough act to follow, going after Darren. I mean, just a comedic guy he is. I want to thank him for the many years, too, now that he's helped me and our team and everything he does for all the teams. Thank my wife, made it a lot easier this year, just being around with everything that we needed to get done. She made it a lot easier. All the parents, I could name countless parents like Darren did. Ben Pierce, I mean, he's literally wiping sweat off the floor during a game. I mean, that's who Ben Pierce is. All the parents helped us, and we couldn't do it without them. And then these two guys right here for not letting me have to deal with JV most of the time, okay? So that's fantastic. Like Darren said with the boys, we had a record-breaking year. They broke countless records. We set out with one goal to win the championship, but we had to do that with a certain process. I challenged them to not worry about that end goal. We've got to focus day in and day out what we're doing, day in and day out. You see the silly dog chain. I challenge them to be disciplined with that over and over and over and over. I said it till they see it in their sleep that we need to be disciplined. Okay, that was a word that we talked about all year. And a lot of times things don't go our way, kind of like Lindsay said. We've got to stay disciplined. We have to focus on what we can control, how we're supposed to do it, why we're supposed to do it, and when we're supposed to do it. That's what I challenge them, and all of that can translate into the way they live their daily life and their walk with God. So that was my challenge to them most of the year, and they accepted it. They let me coach them hard, a lot of times really, really hard, maybe harder than I should coach them. But some of the records they broke, we had Caleb Wiggins score 1,000 points. Shepard Brown has the most threes in a season and a career now. Sam has some block game records and rebound records. But I was most proud of the team records that they set. Most wins in a season by a team, fewest amount of losses in a season by a team, best win percentage by a team, 2 longest win streaks by a team, all in school history, and obviously the first conference championship in school history. They worked really hard for it, and mainly I just wanted them to accomplish something that they could look back and remember that they did that. And I'm glad that they got to see the fruits of their labor. So now, if you just come up when I call your name, Shepherd Brown, Gabe Hayeswinkle, Caleb Wiggins, Sam Pierce, Trey Hughes, Jackson Birch, Lincoln Dunn, Colin Harrison, Judah Peterson, Landon Lombardo, and Jackson Thomas. We had 4 all-conference, same with the girls. Caleb Wiggins, Shepherd Brown, Sam Pierce, and Trey Hughes all made all-conference this year for our team. All right, we took a vote. We took a vote much like all the other teams. And it was pretty unanimous across the board who should win both these awards. Our MVP this year did a great job of leading our team, not only on the court but off the court. One of the first practices we had, it was in August or something like that. It was really early, and he was getting after him hard. He was setting the tone, making sure everyone was where they're supposed to be, when they're supposed to be, running to drills. No one was taking a break when they weren't supposed to. And I knew at that point, I was like, we're gonna have pretty good leadership on this team in a good year. Not only did he do that, but he often didn't leave any zeros in the box score, whether it was a foul or points, rebounds, assists, steals. He led the team in points, steals, and fouls, and he was second on the team in rebounds, assists, and blocks. So he put his fingerprints all over the game all the time. The MVP this year, 2025, Caleb Wiggins. Best Christian Character, we have a repeat winner of this award. They took a vote. It was pretty much all the same person except a couple to one of his good friends. So I think it speaks to their friendship as well. He's always doing what he's supposed to be doing. Never have to remind him. Sometimes you got to calm him down a little bit, but he's usually doing the right thing at the right time. So Best Christian Character, Shepherd Brown. You guys can have a seat.
Hello, everybody. I'm the cheer coach. This season was one marked by the joyfulness of all my squad. I was never with them when we weren't laughing. We mess up, we laugh. We do good, we laugh. And it was just wonderful. I do have to thank Abby Lewis. I don't think I would have made it through the season without Abby Lewis. Abby Lewis saved my life probably 5 or 6 times. So I just want to thank Abby. And I also want to thank our cheer parents. Your girls lead themselves with grace and joy. And I know it is because they were raised by wonderful people. I've met most of you. It's a joy to know you and your families. So just thank you to you as well. I'm going to start with JV, Isabella McBride, Alyssa Farrar, Natalie Eason, Josie Sharp, Brooke Odell, and Michaela Reagan. Our MVP for JV this year was a girl who led our squad, sometimes led me. She just did a fantastic job. I never had to ask her to lead by example. She always led by example without me having to tell her, without me having to remind her. She was funny, she was sweet. The MVP is Natalie Eason. And our best Christian character, I could have given this to any of them, truly, and I know you always hear that, but it's the truth. It was a very hard decision, but this girl, she came into the season, she wanted to be in the back, she barely wanted to be in the halftime, and by the end of the season, she was fighting to be in the front, she was picking cheers, making halftimes, and it was just a true joy to work with her. She always has the joy of the Lord in her heart. So this year's best Christian character is Michaela Reagan. All right, varsity, MK Drummond, Grace Kiesler, Isabella Vega, Madeline Goodick, Aiden Leicher, Kate Boyd, Hannah Trammell, Aurora Rantung, Amelia Fournier, and Ava Thibodeau. Our MVP for varsity, when I pulled her onto the varsity from JV, I was not worried at all. Sometimes I am kind of like, is this gonna work? Are the relationships gonna be okay? I pulled her from JV onto varsity and truly had no worries, and I was proved right. I never had to get onto her, barely had to, hey, let's push a little harder. She was always giving 110%. I would put her in stunts, she was okay with it. I would ask her to move to the front, she was okay with it. And just truly, she gave 110% every game, every time, every practice. So our MVP is Ava Thibodeau. And our best Christian character is a young woman who I'm sad to see go. Every time she got the chance, she led by example. She was just always so joyful. She would make me laugh. When I was having a down day, she would make the team laugh. She was always praying for us. Just really carried herself with joy. And our best Christian character goes to Isabella Vega.
I'm just so thankful I did not have to go first this year. Thank you, Mrs. Bacon. Every year I've had to since I head coach, so I'm very thankful for that. We had a great season this year. Our theme this year was the extra degree, piggybacking off our theme from last year, 212 degrees, and just giving them one extra degree in every area. And I think our girls definitely did that this year. We had a very successful season, a 21-3 record, with all 3 losses going to one team. So we will be back for them next year for sure. We had 4 girls hitting over 500 this year, with 9 girls with less than 5 strikeouts, which is pretty amazing. Very young team. We had 5 of our starters, 7th graders, and 1 of them being a 6th grader. Our pitchers, Haley and Riley, both new additions to our team this year. Haley racked up 88 strikeouts, and Riley had 59. And Riley, you saw in that video, also hit her very first home run this year. We lost 8 players last year. And I would have considered this to be a rebuilding season, but I don't think that that was the case. They were resilient and extremely talented, and they carried us to a 2nd place finish in the conference finals. Had a very great coaching staff alongside me, Ms. Valdez, Mrs. Collins, who's in here somewhere, and Ms. Bayard as well. A great thank you to Coach Johnson, who always helps in every area. And a very big thank you to the parents, especially the Burks. I'm not sure if they're in here, but they helped us carry the equipment to almost every single away game, and we're very, very thankful for that. After I call their names, we'll recognize our all-conference. So girls who come forward after I call your names: Cambry Goins, Zoe Griffin, this is too tall for me, Emery Burke, Ruby Gifford, Callie Ellis, Aubrey Doyle, Stella Moore, Andy Johnson, Vivi Woodring, Bella Howell, Shay Bill, Claire Pittman, Kristen Bird, Mally Kilpatrick, Haley Snyder, and Riley Shield. I don't know if she's here today. We were led by 2 amazing captains this year. We had Stella Moore and Andy Johnson. Yeah, give it up. Okay. And our 4 all-conference for this season were Stella Moore, Cambry Goins, Riley Shield, and Haley Snyder. All right, our softball MVP this year goes to an extremely talented young girl. This is her #1 sport, and she will tell you that. She is very passionate about it. She had a .435 batting average, 27 hits, 23 RBIs, and a 3-run home run this year. She has a .978 fielding percentage and is our anchor behind the plate. When voting, I told the girls to think of MVP this way: if this person was missing from the game, the impact or the outcome would be greatly impacted by this person's absence. And that's true about her. Her leadership is invaluable, and she has a heart to honor the Lord as well. It's my privilege to give our 2025 softball MVP to Miss Stella Moore. And our best Christian character, once again, with all the other coaches I could echo. We had a lot of votes, and that is just a testament to the character that they've been growing up with their parents and other people that have poured into them, and just the ability to represent Christ well in some of the most stressful moments and moments that don't always go your way is definitely something to be applauded. It's always been more than a game for us as coaches, and I think the players have definitely taken that on as a culture as well. I've coached this girl for many years, and I've seen her grow both as a player and as a young Christian lady as well. She's humble and she's sweet. Her teammates would definitely describe her as encouraging. She always carries equipment. She stays to clean out the dugouts. She asks if there's anything else that needs to be done. She found her voice this year and has led her team very well. The Softball Best Christian Character Award goes to Miss Andy Johnson.
I'm gonna do it too, DJ. Like, had it on my phone. Did anybody hear Mrs. Bacon say bling? Like when the seniors got their stuff, I was like, "That did she leave?" I ran her out of the room. Oh my goodness, y'all! I played sports here back in the 1900s. She still intimidates me. Anyway, she was here back then. Now the moment we've all been waiting for, America's sport, baseball, right? So before we get started, my name is Coach Fisher, and I want to thank a couple people that we have here because I know we've had it multiple times, but it can't get done without all these people, and that's Mrs. Bacon, Darren over there for all the rescheduling and the texting back and forth, the leadership of the school and the church, staff, and I know I'm going to miss people, but Mrs. Kemp, Kylie, Leah, Tina, Sandy, Heather, Amanda, Mr. Bobby back there, Aaron, Austin, Mabel, Courtney for helping me out. This year, there's a lot of people that we really, really want to thank. And just to give you a little background of what we did this year, it was my first year being the head baseball coach, but it was none of our first years of being the coach. Our head baseball coach, Chris Lunsford, stepped down towards the beginning of the season, and we kind of didn't know what they were going to do. The school was kind of looking for a new head coach, but it was kind of late in the season to be getting somebody, and so we had conversations, and we said we're going to step up, especially for these seniors and for these young men, and continue the program and that legacy. And I really thank these men up here, Jeff Beard, Kyle Patterson, and Rob Gonzalez. Rob's been with us for this is his last year because his youngest is graduating. He's been with us for 7 years, helping us coach out for 7 years. Jeff's been up here for, I think, 6. I've been here for a couple years, and this is Kyle's 2nd year. So I really thank you to the coaches for really pouring in. And more importantly, are our wives here today? I see mine back there. Thank you very much. For the coaches' wives, they're the real MVPs that deal with us the late nights of who are we going to start, texting each other in the middle of the night or in the middle of family events and those sort of things. We really want to thank them. And then, as everybody has said, Miss Abby. We couldn't have done that without her. She's doing a lot of things. She's not even in here, is she? Oh, she is in the back? Oh, she's right back there. She's the real hero of all the sports programs here, and we want to thank her for that. So, we also want to thank our sponsors. We had fast signs that helped out this year, but if you go over into the gym and you see all those businesses up on the wall, please go support them. Those are the people that support your kids and the sports programs here, so we really want to think about that. So we decided to keep everything going. We have a junior high team, we have a JV team, we have a varsity team. Really, it's a filler program because we really want to get this school into a male-dominated sports program because it's been female-dominated over the years. You're right, girls. There's way more banners up there, but we started hanging them. We started hanging we got a men's basketball championship over there. We've got men's NACA over there. We got boys baseball. So we're starting to get there for some of our young men here, but we appreciate that also. Our team this year for varsity, we lost 6 of our 9 starters. So just like Courtney said, we kind of thought it was going to be a little bit of a rebuilding year. We lost our top 3 or 4 pitchers. We lost a lot of our major programs. So we really weren't sure, like we were moving people around at the beginning of the year, weren't really sure what we were going to do. And then we had a lot of JV guys that were coming up. So then the JV team was also going to be the same thing, a lot of new guys. So we actually ended up having a very successful JV season. We don't have a JV baseball conference or kind of a conference thing. So we play one other conference school and then a bunch of public schools. So they did very well on that, and so I want to congratulate from them. So for our JV guys, if you guys will go ahead and come on up. Daniel Lehmans. Dan McDonald. Tyler Bradshaw. Oh, he's walking fine. I think he'll be good for next season. Alex Taylor. Chase Nelson. Ethan Angelo. Nate Fleming. Colson Gust. Tyler Bishop. Chandler Goins. Hunter Koppel. And that's it. No, I'm kidding. Brantley Weathersby. Sorry, I had to do that to you, Brantley. Sorry. So we have a couple guys here that could have won the MVP. The person that won the MVP didn't have the highest batting average, didn't have the most hits, but this person could play any position that we wanted. We actually had he actually stepped up and played more innings out of his natural position than in his most played position. He pitched, probably was our best pitcher, best catcher. He's always been our best second baseman. And so that one I want to give to Chandler Goins. I'm going to try not to get choked up, because Nate, that was a nice thing you said about my boys. My son is not winning this. He's not even on this team. So what he said about my boys winning for his mom and I, that was always the most important award. I actually miss the varsity. So this is the first time me seeing these trophies up here as ours. I miss the championship game. But these right here are the most important. And my son won the basketball one, that got me choked up. This one here is a family legacy. We could have had a couple guys that actually won this award, that could have won this award, but he comes from a great family, has a great grandpa. It's always been a friend of the baseball program and everybody else here, and as soon as I said grandpa, everybody knows who we're talking about. Wonderful young man. He's probably going to win this award again when he gets to varsity, and that's Mr. Chase Nelson. I think I can get this now. All right. For our varsity, this year we had a vision for our varsity and our JV. And our vision was to play worthy of being a conqueror, play worthy of being called Christians. And we had a verse from Philippians 1:27. I'm going to read that real quick. Only let your conversation be as it becometh the gospel of Christ, that whether I come and see you or else be absent, I may hear of your affairs, that ye stand fast in one spirit with one mind, striving together for the faith of the gospel. I'm not going to preach, Brother Mike, but this is Paul telling them that when I'm not with you, I want everybody to know that you're followers of Christ in everything that you do. And that's what we challenged our young men this year, is to play worthy, whether on the field, off the field, in the classroom, wherever you are, is to play worthy of being a conqueror and play worthy of being called Christians. And I appreciate the young men taking that challenge and going forward with it. As I said, with our varsity, we lost 6 of our 9 starters. And our goal this year was to develop the men as baseball players and as young men, as young Christians. But then it was also to kind of avenge our first round loss in the playoffs last year. We wanted to get a high seed, make the playoffs, and win regions. And did we reach our goal? Yes, we did. That and more. And I couldn't be more proud of these guys here. We had exceeded our expectations, total team effort. We weren't dominated by just one or two people, a total team effort. We had 8 players that batted over 300. We had 3 players that batted over 400. We played a lot of public schools this year. We had 2 pitchers with over 50 strikeouts that they didn't strike out. They struck out the other team. And a lot of these guys were against the best teams that we played. We finished with 2 conference losses during the regular season. We won the regional championship, not only got there and redeemed ourselves, but then we won the school's 3rd Panhandle Christian Conference baseball championship. Now, little side note, the boys ruined my vacation because we were set to go on vacation to leave Sunday afternoon, and with rainouts and with going a 3-game series, we had to delay that. And then with the sun delaying the 3rd game, or the lack of sun delaying the 3rd game, Jackson and I actually missed the ending of our championship game. So we really missed that, but our boys pulled it out and we won the championship. We had 5 all-conference players: Evan Richardson, Trey Hughes, Daniel Gonzalez, Jackson Fisher, and Will Beard. Daniel Gonzalez won the regional championship MVP, and Will Beard won the conference championship MVP, and we cannot be more proud of these guys. So I'm going to have Coach Jeff Beard come up here and call out these players.
And before I call out these names, it's customary, it has become customary in West Florida baseball history that when you win a conference championship, the members of the team sign a bat and give it to the head coach. And so, Evan, if you wouldn't mind grabbing that bat for me. Coach Fisher was not there to receive it when we won the championship. So thank you, Coach Fisher. And he did it in his first season as head coach. So I'll call the names of the participants and come get your certificates. Will Beard. Will Petty. Cruz Duncan. Cadence Ellis. Jackson Fisher. Benji Patterson. Judah Peterson. Landon Lombardo. Evan Richardson. Daniel Gonzalez. Baron Gray. Trey Hughes. Lincoln Dunn. Ethan Salter. Alan McElharney. Your 2025 varsity West Florida baseball team.
Okay. For our MVP this year, the last few years has been kind of dominated with the MVP voting. It's been 1 or 2 players right at the top. We've kind of leaned on them as teams, and that was a big difference this year with our baseball team. It wasn't one person. One of the guys that finished in the top 3 batting average, that was, or when in the top 5, I think it was Cruz. The whole first half, I think he was batting like 200. But they were line drives to everybody, right? So even the guys that weren't like getting the hits at the beginning of the year, they were still contributing. And by the end of the year, Cruz was in the top and hitting a lot. Jackson kind of held us down hitting the beginning of the season. Trey Will picked it up at the end of the season. We had all these different guys going back and forth, and it was just a beautiful thing to watch. When we actually voted as a team for MVP, one of the players said, "Why don't you just look at stats?" Well, you can't just look at stats when it comes to most valuable player. I think it was the softball team said is pick that player who's not here, and that will be the biggest absence to our team. We had 6 people voted as MVP. And then the coaches had to choose. And so I said, okay, the coach, just like a parents, okay, the kids get to choose, but the parents have the higher vote. Every single one of our coaches had a different MVP. And I think that says a lot for our guys. And I'm going to tell you who our MVPs that got voted. Trey, Evan, Daniel, Jackson, Cruz, and Will Beard. All those guys received votes for MVP. And I just couldn't be more proud of these boys and how they went. But for the MVP this year, a guy that was consistently there for us, really turned it on at the end of the season, got his first home run in a playoff game, which is impactful. We had 2 other guys that got home runs this year, got their first home runs this year, but this guy did his in a playoff game. It was funny, and the video is great. You got to see it because he hits his first home run and then trips around first base. But it's a beautiful thing to watch. Trey Hughes. And the person that got voted Best Christian Character is actually not here today, and I'm going to say his name. That's Ethan Salter. He's been on our team for multiple years. Great testimony, great young Christian man. But the thing that impressed me more than just the 6 guys that were voted on MVP were the 5 different guys that were voted for Best Christian Character. And it wasn't like one guy got 12 votes and then a couple other guys got 1 vote. It was even across the board. And I really want to recognize these guys since Ethan's not here today. And the other guys that are here on that were Alan, Barron, Evan, and Jackson. And I really want to encourage the parents in here, encourage the players in here, that I was watching these throughout the academic awards too. And I liked seeing the people that play sports, really the guys on my baseball team that were the most helpful, that were the best Christian characters. And then I also saw some that were not, and we'll work on that for next year. Because I'd like to see the baseball team just dominate those things because that's more important than winning trophies up here. And so thank you for those guys. Thank you for a wonderful season, boys. Thank you very much.
At this time, we're going to announce the Athlete of the Year. We always pick a girl and a guy for the Athlete of the Year. It has to do with the coaches making this decision, and they get together and make this decide this. You have to play a couple of sports in the year to win this, and so at this time, I believe Darren and Austin are coming. Before they come, though, Abby, I want you to stand up. I want everyone to see who has impressed everyone this year. She took over this year, and it just flew. All I had to do was say, Abby, and she'd say, yes, ma'am, I'll get it done, and she did. She's very thorough, and she is efficient. She does a really good job, and we appreciate her a lot.
Yeah, those videos were amazing. You could have waited till I left to do so good and show me up, one up, but no. And I'll echo those comments because Abby has been a huge help to me personally this year in the sports program. The Athlete of the Year for the girls' side, I've been privileged to watch this girl grow up here playing all of our sports. And a lot of our athletes are like this, but she's become like a daughter to me. She plays every game with a lot of emotion and is harder on herself than any coach could ever be. She made her presence known on the volleyball court this year with a new coach coming in who honestly didn't know. I mean, we were like, okay, here's tryouts, here's the teams. Oops, erase all that and start over, erase that and start over. It was a tough time to come in. She came in and grabbed a starting role by the time the season started and played a big role in the volleyball team. And in basketball, she played a role playing tough defense and sharing the ball with all her teammates, landing herself in the top 10 in the assist category all time at the school. She's very unselfish and is emerging as a leader on the basketball court as well. She didn't lead the team in blocks, but when she blocks someone, everyone knows it. In softball, she had a great season catching, as we just heard about, catching for 2 new pitchers, and she put up big numbers at the plate, including a big home run in our last home game. This year's MVP is an all-around athlete and was a starter on all 3 sports she suited up for. Her leadership is starting to show more and more each game she plays. Congratulations, 2025 Athlete of the Year. And her name's fun to yell during games. Stella Moore!
All right, for Male Athlete of the Year, I was sitting up last night thinking about just something to describe this person. And the thing that stuck out in my head was unselfish, selfless, something along those lines. He always did whatever needed to be done. If it wasn't glamorous, if it wasn't pretty, if it wasn't a highlight reel, if it wasn't fun. Okay, he would carry the gear after a game. He would do the little things, especially in basketball for me. I'm sure he did the same thing for Coach Fisher in baseball. He wasn't a huge player for basketball. He was a key part of our success, though, in the way he stepped up and filled certain roles that we were missing all year. He's played varsity basketball for 3 years, and this year was his best year. Turning into a legitimate threat offensively and defensively. If you would have said last year he was just kind of a sub, I could put him in, I could trust him, and then he would come out for 2 minutes. He would give guys breaks. This year, he played almost all the time, gave him a lot of minutes, and he never let me down. But the biggest thing that stuck out to me was his character and the way he was unselfish. Baseball, he was a leader on and off the field. Coach Fisher's already talked about him a little. He led the team in batting average, runs scored, and tied for most doubles and home runs. He had his first home run during a playoff game, and he helped his senior class not only win a basketball championship, but also win a baseball championship. And I think that speaks a testament to his leadership skills on and off the field. This year's 2025 Athlete of the Year at West Florida, Trey Hughes.
D44, where to begin? I just want to say thank you so much, truly, from the bottom of my heart. You have been so much more than a coach to me. You've been a mentor, you've been a leader, and most importantly, you've been a second dad. Throughout every game and throughout every practice, you've always encouraged me to do my best and play to my fullest potential. That's something I'll never forget. But most importantly, you taught me how to handle wins with humility and losses with grace. And those lessons go far, far beyond the court. I'm definitely a better person today, having been coached under you. And I just want to say thank you so, so much for all the time and all the energy you invested in me and many other players. Love you, Coach.
Coach Darren, thank you so much for being more than just a coach to me. You've been a mentor, a role model, and I consider you family. The lessons I've learned from you, both on and off the court, have stuck with me, and I think they will forever. Thank you so much for everything. Love ya.
Happy retirement. Thank you, Coach Darren, for all of the laughs, the life lessons, the memories. You are an amazing basketball coach, but you are so much more than that. You taught us so much, and I'll forever be grateful for everything that you taught us and all of the memories. Love you. Love number 11.
Hey, from 5 and 15. Happy retirement.
Happy retirement. It's crazy. It feels like you've been coaching for literally ever. So
For our entire lives.
Yeah, what are you going to do with your time now?
Not break clipboard.
No more clipboard breaking. Good for you. No more screaming girls 24/7 too. So
no more laughs
right?
on the court. Make us run.
We miss you, and we are so happy for you. Thank you for all you did for us, and look at us still back together. So, but congratulations, Coach.
Congrats.
Bye.
Happy retirement.
Thanks, Coach Darren. You truly are the best.
Thank you, Coach Darren.
Thank you, Coach Darren.
Darren, thank you so much for your help. I couldn't have done it without you.
Thank you, Coach Darren, for everything you've done for me. I wouldn't be the player I am today without you. There was one thing I never got to fulfill. So this one's for you, Coach. I love you, Coach Darren.
Thank you, Coach. Love you.
He's just kidding. He's not going anywhere. We'll see him around here, I think. Every year we do a Conqueror Award, and Darren won it when we first started this in the late 90s, the dark ages. He won it one of the first times. I think he was the second recipient of it. But I wanted to say that we started this, it's for the most outstanding person who contributed a great deal to our school for that particular year. And we've come full circle back to Darren at this point. I can't think of anybody more deserving that has transformed our sports over this 26 years, 27 years. He is the reason our sports have become as organized and as efficient as they are. Darren has set an example of how to coach for all the other coaches. He epitomizes what a coach should be. He handles players and parents well. He is kind, yet firm. He's complimentary, but he knows when and how to get the most out of a player. He has a lot of practice with girls, so that helps a lot. He knows when to be gentle, when to get tough. He is passionate and dedicated to our sports, but mostly to our school. I've known Darren since he was 14 years old. I taught him. In my first year here, he was in the 9th grade. That was an interesting year with him in that class. but I'd never heard him raise his voice until he was coaching. And it shocked me when I first heard him because I'd never heard that. But his passion was there, and he definitely always has wanted us to do our very best, in my opinion, and many others. He has been one of the greatest coaches and athletic directors. We are fortunate to have had him all of these years. Darren has not only been a great leader for sports in our school, but he's also known among the other schools as a great leader in the conference that we're in. He has helped to lead this conference with wisdom and common sense. His guidance will have a lasting impact on our school and the conference for years to come. There will be big shoes to fill with Darren's departure from the leadership of our sports, but hopefully his example will live on in others for years to come. Our administration appreciates everything you have done for our school and for our sports.
I'll take a minute. I mean, two-time winner. Record-breaking season. No, but seriously, I want to thank, when you've done this 27 years, a lot of you don't know the people I want to thank. Pastor Stewart and Miss Bacon at that time for basically turning a program over to me. And when I started, I had seen 3 different basketball coaches in 3 different years coach the boys, and it was like, that's very hard. We don't have any continuity, and I wanted to help out with that. And then 27 years later, I'm still doing this, and I hope, like my parents always taught me that if you borrow something, you return it in better shape than when you get it, and I had good parents. But when you borrow a car, you give it back to somebody with full tank of gas. If someone gives you a platter, you make cookies. I never did that one. And you return it like that. But I'm hoping that since I've been given the opportunity to take this sports program over, and really they always allowed me to give me a lot of freedom to kind of do what needed to be done or whatever I needed to do. And I appreciate all of them for that. And the whole administration. I see Miss Kemp back there. She's always so positive and helping. But I hope that the program that I'm leaving is better than what I started with. And that was my goal. And I'm just, some of the girls, and there's guys that have come up to me and said things, and like in the video, I mean, I'm just kind of, like Pastor Brown says when he preaches, I'm overwhelmed. And I appreciate that from everybody. Thank you.
He is definitely leaving our program in better shape than it ever has been. And so I appreciate, he works hard. He was at almost every game. Every time he turned around, didn't matter if he was coaching or not. So we just appreciate him. It's going to be a difficult thing to fill his shoes. So I do want to tell those of you who won the MVP or Best Christian Character, I have your boxes up here, and it has the stand for it. If you want to get that, make sure that you do that. And at this time, we're going to do our traditional passing of the sword ceremony. That's from the senior class to welcome the junior class to become the senior class for this next year. So if you would, please take your places. Trey, the swords in the, go to the sound room. It's in the sound room.
senior class of 2026 of West Florida Baptist Academy to uphold the character and moral values that have been instilled in our lives. We challenge you to have the fortitude to stand for what is right, character to act even when no one is looking, and diligence to search for godly wisdom with all your heart. As we pass this sword on to you, we ask that you will bring honor to it next year, that you will love the school as we do, be the spiritual leaders of the school, and when you pass this sword to the next class, that you will be able to say that you have represented our Lord and the traditions of our school well. We will pray for you that you will have a blessed senior year and ask that you pray for us as we go our separate ways. Do you accept this charge?
We, as the class of 2026, do hereby accept this charge and understand that only with God's help and grace can we achieve this challenge. We promise to do our best to bring honor to our Lord and to our school. We will pray for you as you pray for us and hope one day our paths will meet again, if not here, then in heaven.
Thank you for coming today. It's been a long 2 hours, but we're finished. So we appreciate all that you parents have put into these students, and we've had a good school year, and it will end soon. So they're back for your tag, you're it. So we appreciate you coming out today. I know this has, again, been a long time, but it has been good and profitable, I'm sure, for everyone. Make sure that you get your students little certificates and things. They may not make it home like they need to. Just because they're older doesn't mean they won't be crumpled up in their backpack. So at this time, we're also going to have the varsity sports teams are going to go over into the gym for a few minutes with Darren to talk to him a little bit and show their appreciation to him. So varsity sports, if you will lead that way. And everyone else, you're dismissed.